Hey there, and welcome to an awesome episode of Two Guys, One Crypt. I'm here with my co-host this week, Chuck Nasty. How's it going, buddy?
It's going all right, man. Just chilling out, hanging out.
That's awesome, dude. So I guess we should go ahead and probably start off by introducing our guests this week. So I'm actually going to be doing a different kind of layout for the show just because it is a group. So let me go ahead and fix this up really quick.
Yay!
So we got so we got Big Mike's basement over here. We got Joe, Mike, Shane, and Patsy in that order. And most of you guys are from Pickaxe Preacher or associated in some way, as well as one of you who acted in one of your recent music videos, correct?
Yeah, Jesus Christ himself.
Man, that's awesome. So how do you feel about everybody praying to you so consistently?
I don't know. They should probably get a hobby.
Fair enough. That's for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to throw up some links.
Working in the fields all day.
So is there anything going on new with Pickaxe Preacher, man?
No, man. Since COVID hit, we had all kinds of plans, and then this COVID hit, and we've been sitting on our asses.
Musician props.
Yeah, just trying to get high and come up with new ideas, I guess.
Right. I'm assuming one of those ideas was probably a music video that I'm going to be showing later.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, speaking of music video, I guess we're doing another lyric video. I don't know when it's coming out, but it's in the process of being made just because we wanted to do something because we're not doing anything because we can't. So, do something, give it to some people.
Yeah.
Awesome. Some good shit. Made some good shit. I was blasting it the other night. I like it a lot. I like your old style. I like the style.
Cool. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Me too, obviously. I've actually got the latest CD too, and I fucking love it, dude. It's still in my car. Like I'm still one of those guys jamming CDs. I don't care. And right. And if anybody wants to go and check them out, I put up a couple of links here. We got Pickaxe Preacher, and you can find them at pickaxepreacher.bandcamp.com and over at facebook.com/pickaxepreacher. Is there any other links for you guys that you're using for anything right now?
We got Instagram. I use that quite often, and then we got like the Big Cartel, which is our shop. You can be our merchandise there and things, and then we got our Pornhub site, and that's about it.
Oh man! How many people are gonna be sitting there right now looking up to see if they could find you on Pornhub? I'm gonna lose the ear now. Oh man. So I guess before we get too far into this and start talking about the movie that we're doing, let's go ahead and show everybody the latest video that you have from Pickaxe Preacher, Reptilian Jesus. So let's pray to Jesus there that we don't get flagged. So here we go, guys.
Hurry, my children, hurry. All I say is stop falling in the hands of the enemy. Hurry, my children. Hurry. The seniors out here that I'm concerned about. Hurry. I don't leave my seniors to the
Set your backs in the winter solstice sky. Do what I cover in the east. Like a barrack serpent of the morning star. As prophecy unfolds. Look around as Bethlehem shelters the eye. Forced out to collapse in love.
That's what death is, sleep. Whatever, I'm tired of it all.
Man, that kicks ass. That's awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, that's really, really
Cheers,
cool.
man.
So I have a question for you though. Is that a mask that you guys already had laying around, or did you make that?
Yeah, we got the prosthetics. Melissa and pretty much my fiance Melissa did most of the makeup. I kind of just had the vision in my head, and we got Joe all painted up. I got pictures of us painting them up too.
Really, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, we had these glue on like prosthetics. It was like prosthetics. Glued them on and painted his face green, and yeah,
he's actually from the center of the earth, dude. He's telling us all about it.
That's awesome.
That whole video was all that was DIY. That was John Manthe from Campfire Pictures. He's got some independent films he's got floating around. He's also did all the Pickaxe videos, and he even did some Kill Whitey videos. And he's a fantastic director. Hell, he even did the editing and for our DVD that we released at MCN a few years ago. And yeah, he's John Manthe. If you ever need video work, that guy's the guy to contact, man. He's a good dude.
That's pretty fucking cool. I actually know quite a few people who are always looking for editors, dude. Like it's surprising who you meet doing this. That's for sure.
Yeah,
man. So
Right.
I think it is really fitting though that your latest video is Reptilian Jesus, because next week actually I'm doing a show on my friend Justin's podcast, Drunk Conspiracies, where I chose the topic of doing reptilian overlords. So I might have to get a hold of you, Jesus, and see what you know about the center of the earth.
That's pretty much what I did.
We always talk about that here. We should need a trim cast.
Yeah,
for real. While we're trimming. We get into some pretty deep conversation over that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I do with that song. You know, I took the story of Jesus and I took the lore of the reptilian people and I just mashed them together and then you got a song.
Fucking killed it. How long y'all been a band?
That's awesome.
What's that?
How long y'all been a band?
5 years. 2014. I think we was our first record release. And this would be our third record that we just dropped in February.
Oh yeah, nice. I just drew a fucking blank what I was gonna fucking say. That happens sometimes. No, I was gonna say, I really dig your all's fucking band name, man. Like that's pretty cool because it's got like I don't know, when he first told me about you all, the name, I was kind of like curious. I thought you were going to be like straight death metal or some shit. And I like the mix of thrash. You got some thrash in there. You got some death riffs in there. Definitely, there's some sludge, little hardcore, a little mix of everything that I really enjoy, man. Little touch of grind. I dig it. I like it a lot. It's bad shit.
It's all in there, man. I like everything, man. So it's like I like all that shit. So it's like, why not just put all the best things I like about all those genres and put them in a blender, you know?
Yeah, dude. And Mike's such a gearhead that like I feel like they kind of breach prog as well, you know?
Oh
just
yeah.
Like his tones and dude, he could talk all day about it.
Yeah.
It's definitely some good shit, man.
Definitely the mastermind and the talent of the band. So like big props to him, you know.
Oh yeah.
Who was that you cut out there for a second?
Don't get him on some Pantera and tequila.
Yeah.
Dude, tequila water.
Keep him away from your trees. Save your trees from him.
Treacherous
Dude,
tree.
he told me about tequila water for like 2 hours,
Oh
man.
my
He's like,
God.
you gotta try it,
No,
dude.
seriously, it's the best ever. You guys
Tequila water.
Yeah.
Tequila water?
Yeah,
Same time.
dude. Yeah. I was like,
Is that even a thing?
The go-to for any tour.
Yeah.
Wake up and
I
know
couldn't
that.
imagine that. So, anyways, before we get too off the rails, I guess I should go ahead and introduce the movie that we are going to be doing this week. So, this week, as suggested by multiple people, we are going to go ahead and do 1991's Ernest Scared Stupid. Obviously, starring Jim Varney, Eartha Kitt, and a bunch of other people that really didn't do much of anything after this, to be fair. Or they just worked on, the 4 Disney ones of the Ernest franchise, which were the first 4 movies. Since these ones didn't do as well as the first couple, they canceled their contract with them. So all the other ones were all independently released. So probably why a lot of people don't like the others. But Chuck, man, why don't you go ahead and discuss this movie a little bit? Give us a nice little brief walkthrough of this film before we go ahead and chat about it.
Well, of course, it's an Ernest movie, so it's got Ernest. Dorky, goofy Ernest is back in another movie where he is saving something. This time, it's because there's a troll that's been released upon this little town that is turning children into small little wood things, little wood figure things. And they have to, well, actually, I mean, for one, it was Ernest that got it, that fucked it all up. He's the one that unleashed the shit, go figure. And of course, like Eartha Kitt's in the shit. Like she's the old like woman that knows more about like the troll situation than anybody else does, and nobody believes Ernest because Ernest is ridiculous. And yeah, and it's got some pretty memorable scenes in it. But yeah, there's the rundown, I guess.
Right. That's definitely for sure, man. That's a little bit more brief than I thought it was gonna be, but you hit it right on the nail, I guess. But yeah, it's definitely a really, really odd movie going back and watching it again. Like once you get older, like of course you get like those nostalgic feelings for it and everything if you grew up with it. But once you like sit there and like try to like really think about the movie when you're going to review it, some of this shit really doesn't make much sense at all, man. No. Mike, well, I guess we should probably go ahead and start with Joe since you're the farthest over. Well, I don't know. You're hitting the bong. Mike, why don't you go ahead and start? All right, Joe. All right. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about what you thought about this movie first, man?
It's a good one. It's a hard one to forget. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Probably been a little, I don't know, it's like little kid when I seen it, I think. But, or when it first came out, I definitely I liked how they did the like tree and stuff where they kept the like little wooden people. That was always intrigued me. It was always creepy.
Yeah, definitely. That was a very weird touch to it.
Well done. I'm always in like nature, so it like as a kid, it always like
Makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Mike, man, how about you? What did you think about this one?
I loved it since the day I saw it, and I watch it traditionally every
does.
October. And I'll be watching it this October. I tell you that. I love this.
Right.
So when you asked me to come do this, I could not turn it down, even though I wasn't prepared. I'm super fucking busy right now, and I'm like, I got to do this, and I'm gonna just invite these guys to do it with me because they're gonna be with me. So
Fair enough. Yeah, definitely, man. It's a pretty fucking fun one to talk about. And here's that treehouse that Joe was talking about, just so everyone can freshen up a little bit on what they think about this. And Sean's chiming in. Jim Varney was awesome. He was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
And Facebook user says this movie is pretty funny. I'm not 100% sure who Facebook user is right now, but maybe they'll let us know. It just depends on what link that they actually go and hit on and talk with. And some of them, they just come up as a user.
That video earlier, they're like, "Oh,
yep,
we were talking about reptilians,
dude.
we're
Watching you.
We were talking about reptilians. They're after us.
Makes sense. I can't argue that. I actually got one of the pictures from later on in there where you can actually see a little bit more of the treehouse. So that's one of the scenes later after he actually unleashes all of the trolls from the tree, which is fucking ridiculous. But what did you guys think about like this movie and like the timeline of how it took place, considering like how long ago it did in the beginning, and when they have them bury the troll and put the tree over it, and it's supposed to be bound by the roots, but then so much longer later we got what's her name, old lady Hackmore, and her still being alive, considering what time she was supposed to be alive even back then.
Yeah, would you say like what was the actual age?
Well, like there's a scene in this where she goes and says that Ernest is the seventh son of the seventh son, which would put at 14 generations. So with that being said, she'd have to be minimum like 250 years old almost. So
Yeah.
I don't think there's much logic behind this movie. I think it's just straight fun. You know what I mean?
Bro.
It just sounded fucking cool, and they just wanted to make it sound like it was a long time ago.
Maybe she had a magic well. Just let Ernest do it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it was just something that was always like really bugging me a little bit there. This movie reminds me of the 80s movie The Monster Squad. I get those vibes with it for sure. Between Monster Squad and Hocus Pocus.
It was a long time ago.
Right. So let's go ahead and keep this going. Shane, right?
Yeah, it's me.
Yes.
What up?
What did you think about this movie?
Okay, so like the Ernest series is always like, I don't know, like it makes me think of my stepdad and my Uncle Bill because he looks exactly like him. So like for me, like the special effects, like we were kind of touching on it earlier, like the killer clowns from outer space and all of that, like it really was, one of those Ernest movies that I was like, wow, because it was like the horror take on the whole series,
Yeah.
Right.
That's what that appealed to me when I was growing up, was that same reason. Was the fact that it was like, oh, Ernest is goofy and I really like him. Oh, Ernest is now like in a horror movie kind of thing. I'm gonna love this. It is one of my favorites. Definitely.
Yeah, it was a very well done Ernest movie too. Like the production wise, you can tell like the budget was like really good for this movie.
10 million. Well, 9.5 million.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had a definitely a bigger budget for this one for sure, especially to have the guys from Killer Clowns, like you guys said, which I showed a few of the masks that they actually did reuse from Killer Clowns, which is pretty cool. But you can really see that they're the same people with the effects with the swirly things when you compare it to like the cotton candy and the turning into the thing, which is it's interesting, but it's still kind of cool that Ernest was able to pull off getting special effects like that in the early 90s. So, Patsy, what did you think of this movie?
Yeah, dude, like the special effects were sweet. So, some of the scenes that they had were like surprisingly like gory.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure. Like, I don't know exactly how old everybody here is. I know Patsy, you're about my age. Mike, I think you're a little bit older than me, but like me, the first time I saw this movie, I was probably about 4 or 5. And this movie actually did scare the shit out of me when I was that young. Like, this is probably one of the first movies that really scared me, probably like a year before I watched Child's Play for the first time. And that fucked up my entire life.
Yeah, Child's Play was no bueno in my book, dude.
Yeah.
No. I have fucks with that, dude.
I mean, I didn't really care about horror movies. My first memory was watching Hellraiser as a kid.
Dude, so, yeah.
That was my first experience ever. The first movie I've ever seen in my life was Hellraiser. Forever ingrained in my brain. So I think I've always been like kind of keen to the horror stuff. It's never really bugged me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. Well, like I've always loved it and everything, but part of loving it is being able to get scared of it. Yeah. So, Chuck, man, what about you? Like overall, what did you think?
Well, like I said a minute ago, like it was growing up, it was one of my favorites. It is ridiculous and goofy. I like the fact there's a few parts in it that you almost can make you gag, like when he kisses the troll or whatever, and there's like that gooey nastiness, like
boogers.
yeah. How about a bumper sandwich, booger lips? That was always a line that stuck out in my head growing up. I used that. I was one of those kids that would think he was being cool by using movie quotes, and they really weren't. I used that to. Like, when somebody was picking on me at school, I would yell at them, booger lips or whatever the fuck. Stupid shit like that. But anyway, random. No, it was fun watching it. I hadn't watched it since I was like real little. And I actually forgot the fucking beauty of like Ernest movies and like how ridiculously funny they are, no matter how stupid they may seem. Like he gets at the beginning of the fucking movie, he manages to lift himself up and dumps himself into the back of the fucking dump truck, the garbage truck, and gets himself caught in there. And like the goofy shtick, like where he gets out from the kids helping him out, and he's like all stuck in like a square. I don't know. I always enjoyed the fact that there's like the old slapstick kind of stupidness, and I enjoy this movie a lot. Actually, it's one of those.
Ernest movie with all that slapstick stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love Ernest.
Yeah.
What makes his
Ernest was one of my favorites.
so good.
Yeah, definitely. And
I think like Mike Rowe.
They're similar.
Yeah, dude. Like that. I don't know.
And he always had a dirty job too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Ernest was always like Ernest was like always like a janitor,
Yeah.
garbage man.
Maybe
He's like
he's
your
like
everyday kind of
Yeah,
guy.
dude, totally.
I think the best job he had was probably the camp counselor gig, and even then they gave him the really shitty squad.
Right? Like these assholes.
Right. Man, this movie was a lot of fun watching for me, man. Like I was paying attention to a lot of like the costumes and everything that were in here. So we got like this one right here where it looks like they use like badminton things on his shoulders and like
it's a Guar outfit.
it's,
Early Guar.
Yeah.
right. It's like really, really cheesy though. It definitely looks like they actually used just duct tape to actually color the entire thing. I don't think they had much, but like I don't think much of their budget went towards like any of like the actual costumes. I think a lot of it's just stuff he had, and you can see a lot of the characters and everything that he plays. Like with let me see if I can find the right one right here. So. He's obviously just like reusing a lot of his characters that he does in every single one of his movies. Now,
And he always adds new ones.
Yeah.
The old lady one's fantastic. Goes to jail.
Yeah.
Oh my
She
god.
gets
Definitely. I personally, you're talking about the old lady one with the neck brace, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely this one too. We got another comment coming in. My favorite part is when Ernest is about to give up after being fired, and his dog bites him, and he comes to his senses, and we see a flashback of him in elementary school where he's wearing the same clothes. Yeah, I think we actually get one of those scenes in almost every Ernest one, and it's always like
something.
Yeah.
scratching the board and everything. It's like the beginning of the Simpsons scene and everything.
Right.
It's always sitting there writing a bunch of shit. That's for sure. It's a lot of fun. And I guess going back to some of the special effects, we can see some of the lines there and everything, which is pretty cool what they were doing with like the Killer Clown style effects there. And that design is incredible. I really wish I could get inside that person's head who was like, let's put 2 noses on this motherfucker and weird little fucking knobs on his ear. Like, who the fuck thinks about that?
Yeah, that's always a good one too.
Yeah.
Killer Clowns for sure.
Oh yeah, like that's another one of our like favorite Halloween movies. Like those get watched every year here for sure. I fucking love all those cheesy fucking films. Yeah. We actually,
Yeah, for sure.
There's something about the charm and the practical effects of that era and
The bad acting.
You're never gonna see that shit again, man. Like it's timeless. Those movies, I would say, and I think it's all downhill from here. It's all been downhill.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's all going shit.
Every once in a while, you get something.
Yeah. The old grainy film, there's something about that too, like just the nostalgia of that. Or like some of this HD film, it's nice, but I don't know. I kind of like the warmth that old grainy film has.
Yeah, the cameras are so good that the costumes just look like shit now.
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
They gotta do really
the
good.
HD TVs are ruining the old movies.
They really are. Because literally costume looked like costume.
3D was a really big hit too.
Yeah.
Did you hear my voice crack?
Right. I watched this movie so many times. I decided to watch both versions that I own of it, and I watched the DVD version, which is obviously like a VHS transfer, and then I watched the Blu-ray afterwards, and wow, can you tell a difference, man? Like the coloring is so much different between scenes. Like this scene here, when the kid actually goes from like being a person to a wooden doll, the entire color shifts and gets like darker. Like, and obviously they used that on like when they did it on VHS to like kind of blend it in a little bit. And I couldn't tell the difference there at all when I watched it the first time though.
Something about that picture actually that you posted.
Shane's got to dip out. He's got his rides here, so he's got to say goodbye, and then we're gonna just keep going.
Yeah.
So
all right. Well, it's nice meeting you, man. I'm happy you were able to come on for a while.
Yeah. You get your ride in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get you. No worries.
All right. Oh, fuck.
Yana.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was that still that you had right there where he's got the kid. Yeah, he's got the kid in his hand. When he reaches down to grab him, like the kid doesn't look like he changes size at all. And then he picks him up, it's like all small. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like it made it seem like the troll was this big, huge thing, and then he picks him up and he's this big. Like
right.
I don't know.
It's he only shrinks when the camera pans away. So I don't know how the hell that works or whatever. Because all the other ones went straight into being like a shrunken size. But yeah, you're right for sure. Yeah. I guess I should go ahead. Here's old lady Hackmore or Eartha Kitt, who was known for doing like the Santa Baby song as well as a shitload of voice acting. She pretty much does those. Yeah. She was on that Emperor's New Groove as that witch lady. Like she's always she's always some eccentric evil type of person nowadays when she's doing her voice acting, but she's fucking amazing at it. She has a great fucking voice for it. That's for sure.
She's still alive. Or did she die recently? I think she died recently, didn't she?
Did she? If she did, I didn't know about it. And I'm going to feel like a douchebag. I think she's. Oh no, she didn't die recently, dude. She died 12 years ago.
Oh, I was a little off.
Yeah. So I guess
It happens.
Yeah, it does. So whatever.
Would that count as the other day?
Right.
I always think somebody died recently. I'm like that old guy, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, didn't that guy die? Like my grandfather a few years back before he passed away, there was a Jimi Hendrix poster he got me, and he looked at his wife and he goes, "Did he just die the other day or something?" And I'm always that old guy that always thinks that somebody just died every time somebody's mentioned. I don't know.
Well, you never know. I guess it's safe to start off by like apologizing about it just in case. Like if you don't, then you're gonna look like a dick. If you do, you could pull it off as thinking it was somebody else.
So, I mean, yeah.
Right.
These
Anyway,
are things I think about in the moment. Okay.
right. Well, whatever. It is what it is. So now, one of the cool things about this movie too is the fact of like how they were killing the trolls, and yeah, yes, and I actually went and I was doing a lot. What was that?
So didn't think I could find some Miak.
Yeah, he did. This movie is a true story. That's my Sean. Yes, this one is a true story. It really happened in Bryersville, Missouri, which is also not a real place. But no, I was doing a lot of research on that Miak, dude, and it's 100% fake. Like, I mean, I looked it up. Like, somebody recreated the bottle and everything, but it's not a real thing. I found whole pages of assumptions on what it could be, though. So there's actually a lot of people that are really interested in this movie for some reason, and they're like going and trying to justify and figure out what the hell this Miak is. And like one person has like 5 pages worth of information that they like received from the movie or whatever about it being like a type of yogurt, which I have no fucking clue, but I fell into like a really deep hole.
You have Google back then, so he could just get away with calling something unique. Yeah, well, say, hey, I got Miak, and everyone's like, "What the fuck is that? Is that really real?"
But it in this.
Now we got Google. We go Google. Is there Miak? And is this? It's a fucking prop. It ruins it.
Yeah. Right. I just figured it's used to puke, and just Miak. I figured it's like I was Ipecac or whatever that shit is, or whatever Ipecac, whatever that makes you puke. I just figured it was like that.
Yeah,
that's
that's what it probably looks like. Anything in a jar like that's probably going to be weird.
I want a shirt with just that on there, just a big picture
that on there.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
I can make it for you.
You should do that. You should do that. That'd be cool. Nobody would have any idea.
Add our pictures on it, throw it into the merch shop.
There you go. See, it's perfect.
Right? Yeah, definitely. 2 guys, 1 crypt approved Miak. Be awesome. Yeah. I love it. We also get a really cool scene where the monster calls upon all the evil demons to help him get more power, which it's fucking crazy. Oh man, dude. What did you
call him? Like super booger lips or something, or what does he call him?
I don't remember. That's awesome, Sean. That is really fucking awesome.
Lips or something like that.
Yeah, I think
I remember this. I remember the scene, but I can't think what he says right there.
Yeah, that's definitely a weird one.
I like it, but I can't think of it. So I should have rewatched it. I didn't have time.
It is what it is. We've all seen this one probably a million fucking times.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a really fucking weird one. But I was doing a little bit of research, and I found out that the person who actually played Trondor was, she did pass December 25th of 2008. But there were 2 people that played him. There was somebody who voiced him, who was the same guy who voiced the Rancor guard in Star Wars.
Okay.
So we had him voice it. And then the guy who actually played him was a little person, Jonas. I'm not going to say that last name. I'm going to fuck it up. Mascalardalolo.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm probably
What a
fucking
name.
that up pretty bad. Whatever though. But it was pretty cool. I thought that they actually had two different people working on it, which is very, very different. And actually, Sean just sent me some of his pictures that he was just referencing there, Eartha Kitt, and wow, that's actually really cool. He does have an autographed little picture and a note from her and everything. Well, it's like a note card that's signed, but
that's cool.
yeah,
Nice.
definitely. That's definitely a really cool thing to have. Like I don't know, but before like I started paying a lot more attention to like who was in every single thing and everything and what they've done, like that would never have been somebody that I actually thought about like getting an autograph of, but I'm sure there's, I'm sure that's one of them that's probably going to be worth something someday.
Oh,
Authentic Bulgarian Miak. Yeah, that shit. I wish we could make some Miak and have people try it. I think we could probably.
I would try it. No, without a doubt.
Gotta make it a thing.
I think I'm gonna work on it, and it's probably not going to be very good. But
What if it ends up being the shit that makes you puke though?
I don't know. I think we should just fill it with random medicines and see what happens, like laxatives and stuff like that. Just let it go and take its fucking roll. But yeah, it's definitely a fun movie though. And man, we're getting quite a few comments in here, and yeah, she did do the Catwoman. Yeah, man. She did a lot of shit back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody knows quite a bit about her, that's for sure. And just so everybody knows, I guess. Well, you didn't stop on that one. If you look at the Caesar costume there, he was doing the hard nipple things on the chest plate, just like Batman, even, which I thought was pretty fucking cool for Ernest to have. Like,
which was actually a thing.
Ernest? Right. Well, you need nipples on it.
I mean, do you?
If we get some Miak, Sean will snort it. So whoever wants to help me make this Miak stuff, I think we got some trials to run on somebody. That's for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. See you tomorrow. Patty's taking off. He's got to get out here too.
All right.
Nice meeting you, man.
So we're sick of looking at each other.
I like how the party's just like dwindling down more and more and more.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like they're getting bored with us. Oh.
We got another one tomorrow.
What did you guys think of this scene where we get him where he eats all the bullets and gets hit in the back of the head? Keep in mind he ate 5 bullets and shot off probably about 25 rounds.
Yeah, I thought it was actually kind of a clever little thing they did with it, though. It seems like something I would think of, maybe.
They definitely didn't have the special effects back then.
Yeah.
Sure.
No. Well, I think they did really, really well with the practical effects. So
for what they had, they did good. That's what I was getting at for the special had for the time. They just didn't have the special effects back then for what they had.
Yeah, definitely, man. Those masks and the costumes are fucking fantastic. And who did they have do the special effects? Chiodo Brothers, right? Yeah, I believe so. Man, they did a fucking killer job for even just like the small amount there too. It was all around pretty fucking cool though. I really enjoyed this one though, man. I'm really happy we had so many people actually suggest us to do this film. I thought it was kind of weird, but even though like this show, we usually do just pretty bad movies most of the time. This one surprisingly does have a lot of really bad ratings.
Slapstick and it's kind of corny, but it's like if you were a kid and you grew up on the Ernest movies and then this one came about, it has a special place, and I think a fan of the Ernest in general, and then like he had that fan base, and then he adds the Halloween element. And if you like Ernest, you probably like Halloween just because you're a weirdo, Just fucking
fair.
You know what I mean? Like, it just goes hand in hand, and it's corny as fuck, and I fucking love it just because it has that charm that you don't get in a lot of. It's got enough like horror in it where you can like it as an adult, and it's got enough of the humor where you liked it as a kid, and it's got a lot of good elements to it. And you don't see movies like this anymore. It's either it's like it's a Halloween movie, it's so for kids that you don't even want to fucking watch it. It sucks so bad. They don't make scary kid movies, anymore. They want to dumb it down so much where they don't think kids can handle anything like that. So it's like,
yeah,
we don't make stuff like this no more. We had a good era of movies when we grew up. So I'm thankful for that, man.
There's not many slapstick like comedy movies.
Yeah, slapstick's not even a thing anymore.
That's kind of a dead art.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's true. I did get into a conversation with somebody the other day, though, and we thought it would be pretty funny if we could figure out a way to reanimate Jim Varney to do a Ernest in medieval times movie. We feel like it would probably go haywire with us trying to reanimate a corpse. But since we know that I already had that personal knowledge of where he's buried. Since Chuck knows.
You can bring everybody back from the dead.
They got that thing with Michael Jackson now in Vegas. You can go see Michael Jackson in Vegas.
Yeah. Like the hologram thing.
Let's bring back Ernest. Let's reanimate him. I'd go see that.
Right. That's what we need. Yeah, I was also.
Sure.
Yeah, those Ernest movies are fucking awesome. I was really sad when they kind of got to like the straight to VHS at the time stuff with like Ernest Goes to Africa. It got pretty bad there at the end for like some of the writing on it and everything, but they're still lovable movies, especially for somebody like us all who grew up on these Ernest films all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it fell off. I remember watching a documentary on him, and they talked. I can't remember what the issue was, but they addressed why the movies kind of went downhill from from there, the last few.
Right. Yeah, I try to do a lot of research on Jim Varney in general, and surprisingly, there's not like a humongous amount of stuff out there. Like, there's a book that his nephew wrote about him, but other than that, like, there's nothing bad really that I found. Like, he just seemed like an all-around great guy. It's like one of those people. It's like really sucks that he's gone. Like he was a great person.
Right? He was a big smoker. That's what killed him, right? Ultimately.
Yeah. He smoked a lot. Yeah. They said in between takes of movies and stuff, he always had a Camel non-filter in his mouth, and. Yeah,
he looks like the kind of guy that would do a Camel non-filter. Especially when you see some of like his pictures when he's not Ernest, like and just himself. Like unfortunately, I didn't have any of those ready. I should probably do that. But
the thing is about Jim Varney was
never see that again. A guy who was like he was doing like car commercials. He got famous from doing friggin' like commercials,
something like that.
Yeah, he was getting like
grocery
a ton
store
of
stuff.
He was doing commercials for all kinds of stuff, and that's how he got famous. Like
ABC Warehouse,
I
remember those.
How you'll never see that. Someone who does commercials and then jumps to movies, like that's a rare thing right there, a rare jump in itself. Like that's cool, and it's that's cool.
Yeah, completely. And I guess just so people can get a reference to what I was talking about, that's Jim Varney when he's not playing like his Ernest character, like he's. Yeah, he grows his beard out and everything. Like he has some later pictures where he was. I guess I don't know what it is, but for some reason I get like a I should probably go ahead and upload this photo as well. But I get like a I'm trying to think of what the fuck his name is. Bobcat. I get a Bobcat vibe off of the way he was looking there just at some of his later years.
Oh yeah.
Like he definitely seemed to get a little bit eccentric there near the end. I guess that Toy Story money does that to you.
Yeah. The thing about Jim Varney though, is that people, unfortunately, he got typecasted, but he was a great actor. I mean, he was a damn good actor. He's from Lexington, which is about 25 minutes away from where I live. And like I said, like him and my aunt are both buried next to each other at the Lexington Cemetery. And a lot of people, man, like he's around Kentucky is like around this area, especially in Kentucky. People like kind of like it's a big Jim Varney's a big deal. It's like if you're in the Lexington Cemetery, you go visit him.
He should
just
be
because
everywhere. To be fair,
well, but just because of the fact that like he came from kind of a shitty circumstances growing up and shit, and then yeah, Ernest was a goofy, crazy, like kind of a dumbass character, but it was lovable, and it made him pretty much a comedy legend in a lot of ways. And but there's a movie that he did years and years and years and years and years ago, like I think it was like the 70s or 80s, that was made actually in Lexington. It was about this it was called 100 Proof, and there was this whole situation where like, because I haven't seen the movie in fucking years, but he plays like a drunken, abusive like dad or something, and his daughters go out and like they actually kill some people and then go to like the hospital and they're covered in blood. It's a whole thing. I can't remember exactly what the situation was, but it was based on true shit that actually happened in Lexington. And he played a really dark character in that. Like there's a lot of fucking movies that he's actually done and a lot of roles where you're like, wow, that's Ernest. You know what I mean? So just paying him a little homage there to him as not just Ernest. He was a great all around great actor, right? That's my Jim Varney ramble.
Hey, I always encourage a Jim Varney ramble on this show for sure.
Right.
We actually got I went ahead and I brought this up, but we got David Wilt here, and he says this movie's like pre-Hocus Pocus. In both films, the troll and the witches target children, and because both take place during Halloween, everyone thinks that they are someone wearing a costume. Yeah, definitely you get that kind of feel for it, but I guess that's probably a big reason on why they try to theme kids horror movies around Halloween, because you tend to get that a lot with a lot of like the more kids movies, especially for that time period, and it's probably to help just not be as scary because they're going to play it off as Halloween costumes for the most part. At least that's what I think. I'm not 100% sure. I can't get inside of somebody's head on why they did something. But
it's very much like a Goosebumps, like the Goosebumps TV show meets Ernest, because it has that same kind of feel to it. Which, as a fan of those, like I still watch that shit. Like that also helps, if people like Goosebumps fans and maybe have not seen this movie, definitely need to check it out for that reason.
Right, for sure. And going back to what you said just a little bit ago about when you see Jim Varney in other movies and like how you're just like, oh, I can't believe that's him or whatever. Like I get that same feeling anytime I think about Paul Rubens. Like especially
right.
what's that TV show he just What We Do in the Shadows, when he appears on there as like the same character that he did in the old Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like
oh shit. Really?
Yeah.
I haven't watched that show in a while.
It's a pretty funny one.
Oh yeah, no, it's a good show. I get behind on TV shows real easy.
Yeah, well, with me being disabled right now, I'm pretty well caught up on TV and movies. So
yeah, I'd say you are. Yeah,
for sure. So I guess, man, why don't we go around and then we can't get two people's opinions, but why don't we get everybody to go ahead and rate this movie on a scale from like 1 to 10, with 10 being the best and 1 being the worst, of what you thought about this movie?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
My bad. I should have been a little bit more clear. I got a
Halloween favorite. I have to watch it every October. It's on the list of ones I watch. I try to watch some new ones, but I always have to add the classics in, and this is a classic. I give it a 10. It holds a place in my heart with this one. So you can nitpick it to death, but just the time it came out and the time of my life, I'll watch it till I'm 90.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Very well said. What about you, Jesus?
I really like this one. It's because I like Halloween, and Ernest is definitely brings back nostalgia because I've always been a big fan of a lot of his work, especially like other movies he's done and things. So, but this one definitely it's up there with some of the top ones he's done.
Right.
How would you rate it?
Did you get? Yeah.
Definitely give it a 10.
Fucking A. 2 10s
Fucking
over here.
awesome. Now let's go ahead and talk with Mr. Nasty up top.
Man, I would have to say that is one of my favorite movies from my childhood, and I usually don't give movies perfect, anything, but because of what Mike said, I'm going to give it a 10 also. Feels a good way you put that, so yeah, I'll give it a 10.
Fair enough. At this point, I'm being honest, but I would also feel like a total asshole if I didn't give it a 10. So, but no, I do love this movie. It's an all-time favorite of mine. I can't tell you how many times I watched this movie in a row in the last 2 days. It's kind of pathetic, realistically, when I really say it out loud. I think it's cooler in my head, but it's definitely a fun movie, and I love this one to death. And I'm really happy I was able to get you, get Mike on here, as well as his basement crew of half the people who left. But we had Jesus, Shane, and Patsy on. So, man, that was really, really cool, man. And we really appreciate having you on.
Yeah, appreciate you having us, man. It was a good time.
Oh, definitely. And, for everybody out there, please go ahead, check them out. Go to pickaxepreacher.com. pickaxepreacher.bandcamp.com, and check out some of the music that's on there. Buy some of it. A lot of these indie musicians out there right now can't get out, can't play shows. So little things like this is really helping push their career a little bit further, especially right now.
Yeah, buy a t-shirt. I mean, it doesn't gotta be mine. Just support a local musician out there, man. It helps, dude, because it just music needs that. We need the indie people coming out to shows and buying the CDs and playing in front of a crowd. It's the live experience is dying, and hopefully with COVID, people get hungry for it and they start coming back out.
Right, definitely. I'm waiting personally for musicians to start renting out some of these drive-ins the way comedians are. So
the DIY
cool.
I think there's a lot of speak of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, we're booking a party coming up here in Monroe, actually. So details on that and
better come my way. That's not very long. Like that's not far from me. So definitely let me know on that, man.
No details to give. I just say we are doing a house party in the future, but it's just working out details.
Fair enough, man. That's really cool. At least you guys are getting some kind of stuff going on, which is awesome, especially right now. But I
started, man, and just the DIY is still in me, so I'm gonna find a way.
Hell yeah.
And if you go and check out Mike Williams and look him up on Facebook, you can really tell that he just goes. He's always doing something. You can tell by all the posts that he makes and everything. Makes me seem like a lazy piece of shit, but I almost want to unfollow you just so I feel better about myself. But I do know that your time is limited, man, and we do appreciate you guys coming on. So I guess if you have to go ahead, man, and thank you again for coming on. We appreciate it. Go check them out at Bandcamp at pickaxepreacher.bandcamp.com or at facebook.com/pickaxepreacher. And go ahead and look up Pickaxe Preacher over on YouTube. Subscribe to them. Check out all their videos. It's pretty fucking cool what they got. And I guess before you go, is it cool if I go ahead and use your music video for our wrap-up song tonight after you guys leave?
Of course, man. Use it anytime you like, man.
All right. Well, I will go ahead and I will use it for our wrap up tonight. Once again, thank you guys very much, and we will talk to you later.
All right, man. Thanks again, dude. Thanks again.
Bye.
Later, guys.
Oh, that was definitely a lot of fun, man. What did you think?
Oh yeah, man. Definitely. Good guys. It was really cool.
Oh, dude, for sure, man. Hopefully you guys can get together and talk a little bit more over on Nasty Nation, and maybe get a little bit more in depth with the music scene and everything that he has going on over there.
Yeah, I need to get with him and get him on the show at some point.
Right.
There's a lot of changes going on with Nasty Nation and Graveyard Talk and all that shit. So once everything gets leveled out, I'm gonna get more people on and shit on there. I definitely want him on there.
Right, for sure. Are you allowed to talk about any of the changes that are coming?
Just the fact that we're going video. It's been audio forever now, and we've been waiting. One of our friends has a pretty good video camera to use, and he brought that over actually the other day. We've been waiting on it for like a couple of months, and he actually brought it over the other day. We just haven't had a chance to fuck with it yet, but here soon. We actually recorded what's supposed to be, unless we have issues, it's supposed to be the final audio show of our episode of Graveyard Talk, and it'll be out Sunday. But we did it last night, and we actually did it at a graveyard.
Oh wow, interesting.
It was a lot of fun. It was we talked about Halloween stuff, which was cool that we were doing this topic tonight. So. Yeah.
Right, definitely. Well, I feel like this is a topic that we should definitely maybe make like a thing with it, just considering like how much fun that I had, and I'm pretty sure you as well had watching this movie. Like, I really think that eventually we're gonna have to probably work our way through every single Ernest movie. Like, I would feel bad if we didn't. And
yeah, really,
it's not like it doesn't fit the criteria of the show. None of them really got like the best ratings in the world, but they, they're loved from, a certain age range and everything. For the people, I think it's a nostalgic thing for sure. And it's so much fun, dude. I really love this movie so much. I really can't stress enough how much people should go and watch this movie over over and over again.
Yeah, no, I actually, I don't think my kids have ever seen it. I don't think my daughter has. She might have, but I know Dax hasn't. But I think I'm gonna have him watch it before too long. Because I think he would dig it. I mean, because it's just one of those movies that just, like I said, rewatching it was really cool, and also the fact that I actually still had my copy of it. Because when you mentioned doing this episode the other day, I was like, "Fuck," because my sister had a bunch of old bootleg copies, VHS. And she gave
like recorded on TV.
Yeah, well, actually, it's from the actual VHSs. Like I found out, like it was.
Oh,
and she tried to sell them at a yard sale a long time ago, and I was like, "You can't do that at all." So she just gave them to me, and I was like, "I know that I've got this one, this one, this one," and I was like, "I hope I had this one." And honestly, I thought it was going to be a bitch to find it, but it was sitting on my horror shelf. Which it's a VHS and everything that's on there is DVD. So it was really weird that it was just right there, but it was like it was meant to be that I was going to watch this movie,
Fair enough, dude. That's I really can't argue that logic whatsoever, man. That's for sure. And I guess Sean's there chiming in talking about what about Rim Shot. And you're right. And I really am gonna, I guess, ruin it. But Rim Shot was one of those things where everything they said his name, I just, for some reason in my head, I just kept hearing Rim Job. And, like,
yeah, there he is.
There he is. Yes. And by the way, I think he's like maybe the second or third dog I've ever seen on film that they were able to somehow train him to drive a truck.
Right, yeah.
I'm not sure how they managed to pull that off. That is one talented fucking dog. He knew how to go forward. He knew how to go in reverse. He knew where the clutch was. And in multiple vehicles, the truck as well as the garbage vehicle.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking incredible for any dog. Nonetheless, I'm not sure what kind of dog that is. Like, what would you say that is? Like a Jack Russell or something?
Yeah, something like that. Well, it's kind of funny. He can do so much, but he couldn't help Ernest out when he's in the big giant trap.
No. You're talking the troll trap, or the
and Rimshaw wouldn't bring him the stick because he was being kind of an ass to him, so he wouldn't do it.
You'll get that from time to time, unfortunately. Dogs have personalities. They're not the nicest things. They care more about themselves. Ernest probably didn't have a couple of treats in his pocket at the time. I bet if he had at least one treat, Rimjob would have done it. Rimshot would have done it.
Rimjob.
Fuck that up.
But that whole scene, though, honestly, speaking of that scene, like I just kept thinking, like, man, if this was a different kind of movie, that would be like such a mess of a scene. because and then the next scene they're in the truck, like, and he's like, all right, what we're gonna do is, and it's just like, man, you clean up well, because I would have figured you'd have like teeth marks and shit from the fucking trap all in it, but you did good, Ernest.
Yeah,
one of those stupid things, 1 minute somebody's covered like in pie in the face, and the next thing they're clean, that kind of shit. But
yeah, there's a lot of instances of that, that's for sure. And I believe the even a lot of the things that were in the movie were like the milk and stuff like that. A lot of the products were things that he actually used to advertise for too.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's another one of those really cool things about it, which surprisingly enough, you can find stuff out about Ernest movies.
Right.
But it is what it is. Either way, dude, this is definitely one of the more fun movies that I think we've actually got to do, and I can't wait to do more Ernest films. That's for sure.
Yeah, dude, I definitely agree on that. Yeah.
Right. I guess I'm going to go ahead and spring this up on you, man. But what do we have planned for our next episode, man? Do we have any movie idea yet?
I gotta talk to my buddy who's gonna be on, and see exactly what he came up with, because I was like, just give me like a list of movies to make sure that I had them to where I could watch them, because at the moment I have no internet. So yeah, because I mentioned Redneck Zombies, and he was like, man, like, and he didn't seem like at first he was okay with it, and then he kind of seemed like he didn't want to do it, which actually, hold on a second. Oh, okay. Which actually, talking about my friend Shannon Brewer, he plays for a band that I don't even know if they're still around or not, but they're called Into the Grave, from around our area. He's an awesome artist and stuff. Well, he does like 3D casts. I've told you about him a little bit, of different horror movies and stuff. He's making me some of them. They look fucking killer. Which if you get a chance, if you're intrigued by that kind of thing, it's called It Came from the Fourth Dimension Custom Model Painting. Check out that on Facebook. I think, Facebook. And and if you'd like anything, give him a shout out and stuff. See if he can hook you up.
Right. Yeah, that's really cool, man. Yeah. I might have to get a hold of him to make some D&D miniatures.
Right. Yeah.
And there goes all the viewers. They're like, "Fuck this guy and his D&D."
Right. Yeah.
It is what it is, man. So I guess that's pretty much all I got for the show tonight, guys. What about you, Chuck? Is there anything that you want to go ahead and add to this one?
There's a couple little things.
Ooh,
here.
Let's go. Let's hear about it.
Well, one, nothing too crazy, but I had to give our buddy Jack Hunter a shout out here, because he was cool enough. He's been sending me all his Paranoia tapes, Blu-rays.
Have you watched any of them yet?
I haven't had a chance to, man. That's what sucks. Is like
all my actually home videos of porns that he did.
Right. I really hope that's not the case. I've watched some of them, like a little bit of some of them. But my HDMI cable that I had the other day fucking broke. So I can't wait. It's the only thing that on my PlayStation 4. It's the only thing I have to play Blu-rays. So I'm waiting to get one of those, but I should have that in the next couple of days. I need to, because I now have 8 paranoia tapes, Blu-rays.
There's 9 of them.
Oh, is there 9 of them?
Yeah, there should be 9 total.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was the one who uploaded all the Blu-rays, so yeah.
Oh, word, yeah. I didn't even know he was sending these. He sent me a few a while back and stuff, and then he told me, like, he messaged me and said, "Hey, did your packages come yet?" And I was like, "My packages?" And he was like, "Oh yeah," and he didn't tell me what it was, and I was like, "Okay." And I got them in today, and I was like, "Okay, cool." Like, I used to not have many Blu-rays at all, and now like I have like a nice little collection thanks to him. So I wanted to give him a nice little shout out there and say thanks. I appreciate it, Jack.
That's awesome, man. That really is. That's a very nice thing for sure.
Oh, definitely, man. It always cheers me up to get things in the mail, especially just nice things people like my friends do for the kindness of their hearts. Right. But Also, real quick on the band front, Bastard Sons of a Judas Goat. We finished up scoring the short film Killing Time that we've been working on for a while. We finally finished it up, and it's being Josh is actually doing the mixing on it stuff, mixing it up a little bit, and then he's sending it over, and so hopefully it'll be able to be viewed, the whole movie and everything, before too long. And there's talks about releasing the score as its own release and shit like that. So just want to throw that out there. I'm like,
that's really cool, man. I completely forgot that you were actually doing that. That had to have been a lot of fun, though.
It was interesting because we've done similar stuff before, but this was like, okay, it's just like it's a little like 15-minute long movie, like short film thing. But it was a lot of fun. It was kind of weird to try to figure out, okay, like we watched the movie and then pick out, okay, this is where we need this to happen, and right at this moment. And it came out pretty heavy and pretty cool. And we hope to do more stuff like that, actually. But we're actually glad that we're done. As much fun as we had doing it, we want to get back into jamming and stuff. We've got some things to record. I need to record vocals for a song so we can get it out as a single, hopefully make a video of it, and get some releases out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
definitely, man.
Yeah.
Definitely, dude. And you guys got a Bandcamp out there, too. So if you just go to bandcamp.com and search up Bastard Sons of a Judas Priest.
Judas Ghost.
Judas Goat. Oh, my God. I just fucked that up.
You just said Judas Priest. I thought you were kidding first.
I'm done.
That's funny.
I
That's
fucked
funny.
up. My bad.
It's all good.
Long day, man. Long day for sure.
All right, dude. I understand. Last couple, I definitely understand completely.
Right. Definitely. So I guess to go ahead and say it again once more, fucking go watch Ernest Scared Stupid. Watch it every fucking day. Like, it is just a all around fucking blast movie. And that's coming from everybody on this episode of Two Guys, One Crypt.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Right. So I guess let's go ahead and end this with our friend Mike's song, Reptilian Jesus from Pickaxe Preacher. And the crypt is closed.
Hurry, my children, hurry. All right, they just stop falling in the hands of the enemy. Hurry, my children. Hurry. The seniors out here that I'm concerned about. Hurry. I don't want to leave my seniors to the
Set your back in the winter solstice sky. Do what I call in the east. Like a barrack serpent of the morning star. And prophecy unfolds. Like a man in Bethlehem shelters the eye. only choice. This word is spoken, was not to collapse as
That's what death is, sleep. But of it, I'm tired of it all.